Well, hi there. Yeah, we're talking about, of course, Mayor Jacob Frey, the incumbent in this case, running for his third term, first elected way back in 2017. So this is his run for a third term in office. He voted this morning for himself. No surprise there. Right around 8 a.m. He was with his wife and his kids, of course. And his parents are now in town. They moved from out of state into town, so they also got to vote for their son for the very first time. So kind of exciting, kind of for him on a personal note, I think. But interesting, though, they say at this point they are cautiously optimistic about this race, kind of just waiting to see how things go. It's a little bit of a different race because in the past he's had like DFL opponents that were running against him. This time he has a Democratic socialist, and that is his primary opponent is Senator Omar Fateh. So those are kind of the two guys to really watch in this case. They differ in a lot of ways, and one of the biggest issues for Mayor Frey, of course, is public safety. Talking about MPD, Frey does support the Minneapolis Police Department. Applications, they raised salaries a while back, and applications, he says, are up about 135%. So that's really great news. And he also says it's the most diverse that MPD has ever been in its history. Senator Fateh kind of looks more to different kinds of programs when it comes to public safety. Issue there. Another issue also is how they deal with homelessness when it comes to these encampments, when they get violent, like one did, where there was a mass shooting early over the summer. Frey basically said, yeah, we got to clear this out. It's unsafe for everyone, those who live there and those who live around there as well. And so he ended up clearing that out, Fateh, against bulldozing an encampment under any circumstances. So they differ in a lot of ways. So this race is really interesting for a lot of reasons.
Karen, what's on the mayor's agenda for the rest of the day today? Is he continuing to campaign and try to get people out to the polls? Where's his election night party going to be this evening?
Yeah, he has an election night party. It's kind of at a bar in downtown here, or kind of a bar and restaurant type place. But also he said, he's kind of just living his life. He and his wife and his family went out to breakfast. They had to do something with the car, but he did say he was probably going to go to some public housing and knock on some doors. He was really encouraging in an interview this morning that everybody should just get out and vote. Love the city, get out and vote, make sure your voice is heard. And obviously he would appreciate the support when you do go to the polls. But he was really just wanting everybody to really get out and vote and share their voice in this election. Polls close at 8, so we still got a ways to go. So he's probably still knocking on doors at this point.
Karen, you touched on it a little bit earlier in the interview, but in what ways is this campaign a little bit different? Is this election a little bit different for Jacob Frey?
Well, mostly just because of the different candidates, that he's running against. This Democratic socialist, Omar Fateh, that socialist movement is catching on, getting some traction here in Minnesota, but across the nation as well with the New York mayor race. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. But again, they are cautiously optimistic at this point. But one of the things that the campaign spokesperson did tell me that probably toughest for those working on his campaign is that, the mayor has to be the mayor. So he's out doing mayoral stuff. He's working through this whole campaign, and that leaves less time for politics and knocking on doors and getting into debates and doing some of the extras that maybe some of his other candidates have had a chance to do, because he does have a full-time job running the city. Very busy man. So that has kind of been the biggest challenge, that and just the different type of opponent he has in this race.
Karen, thank you so much for all of this. Where can people continue watching your coverage of the mayor throughout the course of the evening on Fox 9 today?
Well, of course, we'll be on Fox 9 at 5 and at 6, and then we're on throughout the evening streaming, and then back at 9 and 10.
Awesome. Good luck out there, Karen. We appreciate it.